So in the last class, what we are discussing about the loop concept, like what is the loop, why should we using the loop, and how to create the loops. So this is very, very important concept. And in the last class, what example we have done, how to write the for loop, how to write the while loop. And whatever the topic we have discussed, these all the topics belongs to the counter control loop only. Okay, so we have two types of loops, right? Counter control loop, event control loop. Counter control loop means what? If you already know the after how many steps, after how many iterations, after how many updating point, my loop is going to be terminated or end, then this type of loop will be called as a counter control loop. And reverse to that, now today we are discussing there is the event control loop. Event control. What we have discussed in the event control loop in the last class, whenever we are writing any type of loop, this particular loop is going to be terminated on a specific condition. We don't know like after how many steps the loop is going to be terminated. We have learned one particular example also, like whenever any particular game is there. Okay, for example, let me just try once again to recall. So just assume this is your particular track is there. Okay, there is one more particular track is there, and here we are starting your particular car. This is the car racing game. Okay, now there are some particular points are there. This is one point is there, this is one point is there, this is one point is there, this is one point is there. You are collecting some particular points, and in between that, just assume there is one some particular exit is there, danger is there. Okay, now what you have done here, you are going to start the car. Okay, from here onwards you are starting the car. Okay, your car start here, you are collecting some particular points, you're collecting somebody, just now you triggered here. So what will happen here, what will happen from this particular point, you will be having the out. Okay, game close, end, nothing but terminated, right? This is going to be terminated. Just assume one more example. Again you start the car. Okay, again you start, you collecting the point, you collecting the point, suddenly you hit here. So this will become the terminator. You hit here, it will be terminated. Means we don't know. Okay, maybe you're going to start and you hit it here, it is going to be terminated. So maybe in the first, maybe second, maybe third, maybe fourth, we don't know. Okay, I know you know this particular snake game, Nokia. Okay, this is a snake game will be there. If you hit your own particular tail, you will be out. So maybe you are going to hit after 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, we don't know. If we don't know after how many iteration the loop is going to be terminated, then this type of loop will be called as the what type of loop? Event control loop. What type of loop? Event control loop. Okay, so how to write the event control loop? Let's do some particular example. In the first example, what I wanted to do, I want to create one cycle. Okay, in this particular cycle, okay, I want to accept number if if user user enter -1, then only I want to terminate my loop. Otherwise, it should keep on asking, enter the number, enter the number. Like this, it should ask. Let's take an example, like if you are calling to the customer team and they're giving you some particular option, okay, enter one, enter two, enter three. Now you have to enter any particular number. If you're not entering, again it will keep on asking, enter this one for this particular service, for second for this particular service, for third for this particular service, like that. Keep on asking, keep on asking. There is, assume there is one chat support box is there. You open one particular website for inquiry purpose, there is a chat option is there, and it is asking like enter your name. Okay, you're not entering your name, again it will ask you enter your name, enter your name, enter your name. Okay, once you enter the name, again it will ask you enter your email id, email id, email id, until you enter the correct email id. So it will creating one particular cycle until it finds the end point, and this end point is a specific condition, means this particular value I want only, otherwise it is not going to terminate, it is keep on running that particular loop. Is it clear, guys? Yes, no? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Now, how to write these things? Let's do this particular example. So here I'm going to write this particular example. I'm going to take one particular variable as a number. I'm converting this as an integer, and here I'm going to ask the number to the user, enter any number. And once you enter some particular number, what I wanted to do with this particular number, I wanted to add one restriction. While this number is not equals to -1, it should keep on asking enter the number, enter the number, and enter the number. And once you enter this number, it should come out from the loop and it should generate some particular message. Let me just add one dummy message. Something you entered -1. Okay, that's why loop is terminated. Okay, this message I wanted to enter. Now you can see here once I run this, okay, what happened here? Line number 2. Syntax error. Okay, course is not closed. Now let me enter this. Enter any number. Let me enter 12, 2, 1, 0. I enter 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay. Now you can say again 0, something -3, minus. Keep on asking. If I enter -1, then you can see you enter -1. That's why loop is terminated. Is it clear? Yes. No, guys.
Yes, sir.
Now, what I wanted to do here, I wanted to check whatever the number you have entered in this, in above program, total how many positive numbers are there, how many negative numbers are there, how many zeros are there, and total attempts also. Okay, so all these things I wanted to count here. So how to count this? Let me copy this particular program. To save this particular results, I'm going to take 4 different variables here. Let's take P for the positive. As of now, mentioning 0 counts. For negative also mentioning 0 count. For 0 also mentioning the 0 count. As of now, everything is 0. But I need to add the condition, and the last I need to mention total also. Total equals to once all the total positive 0 plus negative it should count. Okay, and then what it should print here? It should print here I'm going to mention total positive attempts count is positive, and let me copy negative, 0, and total. So here it will print negative count, here it will print the 0 count, and then it will print the total of all. Okay, so here we need to change the statement also. This is for negative count, this is for 0 count, and this is for the total all. Okay, so here we need to increase, right? Someone is entering plus, someone entering minus, someone is entering the multiplication. So how we can able to count this? So for that purpose, we can simply write here one condition. I'm writing one condition. If someone is entering 0, what I wanted to do. Okay, someone is entering the 0, what I wanted to do. If someone is entering, else if someone is entering greater than 0, what I need to do? If someone is entering, else if less than 0, what I need to do? So here, if someone is entering the 0, increase my 0 variable count by 1. If someone is entering greater than 0, increase my count in the positive variable. If someone is entering the less than 0, increase my negative count. Okay, and you can add one statement also if you wanted to add, but let it be. So here simply by default this is 0 0 0. If you enter the number, if it is 0, it will add one value in the positive variable. If it is 1, it will add one value in the negative variable. If it is 2, it will add one value in the positive variable. If it is 3, it will add one value in the negative variable. If it is 4, it will add one value in the positive variable. If it is 5, it will add one value in the negative variable. If it is 6, it will add one value in the positive variable. If it is 7, it will add one value in the negative variable.
Hello.
Yes. Guys, am I audible to you?
Sir, now you're audible.
Okay. Okay. So where we are? We are discussing about this particular positive, negative, and 0 values. Okay. So if someone is entering any particular number, if it is not -1, and if it is 0, then it will add one value in the 0. If it is positive, then it will add increase one value in the positive variable. And same thing, if someone is entering the negative, it will add one particular value inside of this particular negative variable. Okay. Okay. So it will add in. Now let's run this particular program, and here I'm going to write this. Okay, let me run this particular file. Like it is asking like enter any number. Okay, I'm entering 7. Again it is asking enter any number. If I enter 5, again it is asking enter any number. If I enter 0, again it is asking enter any number. And if I enter something like 10 also, it is asking any particular number. Okay, if I'm entering something -9, again it is asking some particular number. If I mention something -2, again it is asking any number. If I enter -1, then what will happen? My loop is going to be terminated. Now it is going to count. Now you can see here total positive counts are 3. You can see here 7, 5, and 10. 3 counts are there. And total negative counts are 2, nothing but you can see -9 and -2. It will not count the -1. Why? Because once you enter the -1, it is not going to enter into this particular loop. And 0, we have entered only one time. Now you can see it is counting the 0. And combination of all 3 plus 2 plus 1, nothing but the 6. Is it clear? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the way like how you're going to write the event control loop. Okay. So when we use the event control loop, whenever, okay, I wanted to terminate my particular execution on a specific point. Here we don't know after which iteration the loop is going to be terminated. It is going to be terminated at the first point, maybe second point, maybe third point, maybe fourth point. Now you can see here, if I enter in here -1 first time only, okay, if I'm running this particular program, and okay, we need to write, copy this and paste this. Now if I enter something -1 first time only, so then this loop is going to be terminated here only. Okay, if I write -1 second time, okay, first time mentioning 10, I'm next I'm mentioning -1. So in the second attempt it is going to be terminated. So here we don't know after how many iteration the loop is going to be terminated. Then this type of loop will be called as a event control loop. Clear this point?
Yes, sir.
Now let's discuss about the loop patterns here. Okay, so what is the loop patterns here? So whenever you wanted to create any type of particular pattern, there are different types of patterns are there. If you wanted to practice the patterns, there is famous website is there, pythonnative.com, for the loop patterns. Okay, there is a developer is there, he's created this particular website. Okay, if I scroll down here, I can see this is the developer. I am Vishal Hole, founder of pythonnative.com. Okay, and here I'm assisting the student developers and learners. So he's created this particular website specifically for this particular, this page is dedicated for the Python patterns here. Now you can see this is one particular pattern here. Okay, and whenever you create any particular pattern, okay, there you can see there are star patterns are there, numbers patterns are there, triangle patterns are there, pyramid patterns, inverted pyramid, half pyramid, diamond shape, character. So total he has added 35 examples. So we are going to see 2-3 examples, and after that you have to practice all the 35 examples. Okay, don't even ignore the one particular pattern also. Most of the technical interview also they'll ask you to draw one type of patterns here. Okay, so how to draw this particular pattern? So whenever you're drawing any particular pattern, let's take an example. This is one pattern is there. Okay, just assume this is my pattern. Okay, just assume this is the pattern. Okay, in this particular pattern, this pattern is divided into rows and columns. Okay, what is the rows, what is the column here? So this is called row. Okay, this is called row here, this is called row here, this is a row. These are called what? These are called rows. Okay, and what are the columns are there here? What you call column? This area.
This area.
So these are called columns. Okay, these we call columns. Okay, so like in the x-axis, this is called horizontal line. This is called x-axis. This will be the horizontal. This is called horizontal line in the x-axis, and this is the y-axis, nothing but the vertical line. That is our column. Okay, rows and column. So whenever I wanted to create any type of pattern, steps to create any type of pattern. So this is the fixed steps are there. Okay, total 5 steps are there to create the patterns here. Step number 1. Okay, step number 1, you should know how many rows are required. This is the step number 1. Step number 2, you should know how many columns are required. So whenever I'm drawing any particular pattern, how many rows are there, how many columns are there. You can see these are the patterns are there. There are rows also there, columns also there, each and every particular pattern. So first, how many rows are required, how many columns are required. Third particular point. Okay, what to print. What to print means what you want to execute in your pattern. Means example, you are printing numbers, you are printing any symbol, you are printing any special character. Okay, you are printing any alphabetical letter. What actually you are printing? So you should know what you are actually printing here. These things also mandatory. what you actually are printing. Next point, here iterate the rows and columns. Means you have to create one particular loop here. Nothing but iterating, nothing but you have to create loop under the loop. Nothing but nested loop. In condition, we are writing the nested condition, right? In the last class. The same thing here, you have to write loop inside of the loop. Okay. Next point, last point. Note any new line is required, space is required, okay, or any character is required, okay, if anything is required or not. In between the pattern, where in between the pattern or in the next line of the pattern. So these are the 5 steps are there whenever I wanted to create any particular loop pattern. Okay, so let me just save this image. Okay, so now let's draw some particular pattern. Okay, so let me draw one particular pattern. Let me create here. So first of all, I wanted to draw one particular pattern. So here, let's go with this particular pattern, star, star, okay, star, star. So I wanted to convert this into the font. I wanted to print this particular pattern. Okay. So now how to draw this particular pattern? So simple steps are there. Okay. Or else we can copy the pattern from somewhere here. Take the screenshot. Okay, so this pattern I wanted to draw it. Okay, so what is the requirement here? First step, you should know how many rows are required. How many rows are there? Total 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. How many columns are there? This is the first column, second column, third column, fourth column, and fifth column. So rows also 5, columns also 5. Third step, what to print? So here I need to print the star symbol. Next point, I need to use the rows and columns that we're going to write here, okay, using the loop. Next point, new lines are there? Yes, new lines also there. In between the space is there? Yes, space also there. Okay, now let's draw this. So here I'm going to write one particular loop. So this I'm giving the reference name as a R, and in this I'm going to write the range of, okay, 1 to 5. Okay, 1 to 6. If I write 1 to 6, what will happen here? It will print the total. If you copy this, now you can see 5 rows are getting. This is the first row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. And each and every particular row, I need to iterate the columns here. To iterate the columns, again I need to create inside of the loop. Again I need to create the one more particular loop here. So here I'm going to write the from where we are iterating, from the rows. Okay, from where we are iterating, from the rows here. And here I need to print the, let's check the columns are printing or not. Okay, and now you can see here, okay, what happened here, integer update. Okay, so here we need to take range of rows here. Okay, so now you can see here, first 0 index is printing. 0 index nothing but the, okay, their particular columns are printing. Now you can see total how many things are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If I count here, you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 by 14, 15 should be there. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Total 15 points are there. Here also total 15 points are there. But I want 0, 1, 2, 3. No. What I want here? Star here. So what I need to do here? I need to change this particular code and convert into the star here. So what I need to print? I need to print the star here. Now once I run this, you can see all the 15 stars are printing, but it is aligned as it is. No, we need to align this also. How to align this? So here I need to write a new line. So let me write for each and every row. So this is my row iteration. This is my column iteration. You can see inside of the row, column will be there. Inside of the row, column will be there. Okay, so this is my row iteration. Okay, this is the main block, this is the row iteration, this is the column iteration. So here in the row iteration, after every row, now you can see after one row, new line is there. After one row, one new line. After one row, one new line. After one row, new line is there. So new line, what you can do, you can write one more print function. That's it. Let's make it empty. Okay, and add the, I want the new line here. That's it. Okay, now let me run this. New line is created. New line is created. Yes, created. Okay, you can see after that new, but here all the columns are coming side by side or line by line. Line by line. Why it is coming line by line? In the beginning class, okay, class number third, I think third or fourth, we have used the fourth class, I think, escape sequence. Escape sequence concept we have learned, right? I hope you remember, guys. /n/t, okay, end command. Remember or not? Yes, no.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Third or fourth class, I think. Fourth, okay, I'm not remembering the name. Maybe in the basics, I think. Just a second, let me open the file. Maybe in the second class. Means first two class are the theoretical class, third, fourth class. Second file means fourth class. In the fourth class, we have learned escape sequence. Now you can see, if I mention end equals to, here you can see, normally if you write 2 times print, what will happen? Hi, welcome, well, next two, in the 2 lines it will print. But if you mention end equals to 0, so you can see in between that star is coming. If you write end equals to comma, so comma will print. If you write end equals to space, space will print. This is the escape sequence concept. So what I need to do, by default, it will print line by line, right? It will print line by line. For example, if I write here for I in range of some 1 to 5 values, and if I print I, so what will happen here? All the values are going to print one by one only. If I wanted to print side by side, I need to mention space here. So what will happen? Side by side it will print. By default, it is coming one line by line, because by default end parameter will be there. This is the interview question. You have to remember all the particular basic fundamentals. Okay. Now, what I wanted to print, where is my question? This is my question. So after each and every star, you can see line by line printing this sequence. What I wanted to write, I wanted to print beside of that. So what I need to use here, I need to use the escape sequence concept. And here I need to mention end equals to space. Now once I run this, how it is going to print? It is going to print the side by side here. So this is the way, like how you're going to map your particular pattern, how you're going to divide the rows and columns. Okay. Yes, no, guys, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, next thing, let's draw one more particular pattern here. Okay. Let me go with some numbers. Okay, practice all this question. Huh? Okay, let's go with some number pattern. Let me take a screenshot. Number. Okay. Now, same thing here also. How many rows are there? How many columns are there? 5 rows are there. Same 5 columns are there. So let me create this for rows in range of, I wanted to start with the 1 to 6, and here I need to iterate the columns, that is coming from the range of rows, and here I need to print which value. So first you can see first is printing only one time, means these are here row is printing, row value is printing, then again row value, second row is printing, third row is printing, fourth row, 5. Like this is repeating automatically. Columns are increasing according to the rows here. How many? For example, first row only one time it will iterate. Second row two times it will iterate. Third time three times it will iterate. Okay. And here I just need to mention for new line, I'm going to mention the space here. Okay. Now once you can see here, we can see one only one time is printing, two times is printing, three, and if I mention the escape sequence, it will come side by side. Okay, just I need to mention end equals to space here. Okay, now you can see here all the values are printing perfectly. Okay, same 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. Next is starting from 2, next is starting from 3 4 and 5 here. Clear? Now let's go with the one more example. Okay, pyramid pattern of number. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, so now you can see here 1 2 3 4 is there, but here only 1 1 1 is there. You can see 2 3 4 4 is there, 2 is repeating only. So this is coming from where? This is from the column value. This is the first column, this is the second column, third column, fourth column and fifth column. So column numbers are printing here. So let me write for R in range of total rows are 1 to 6, and now for column in range of same 1 to 6, nothing but R, and here I need to print the column and end equals to space, and for each and every iteration I want to print the space. Now once I run this, now you can see it is starting from the 0, because if I take 5 range of 5 nothing but it will print 0 to 4. Okay, because it is iterating the column. For example, you can see here how it is iterating for C in range of what is R value? R value is 5 only. We have taken 5. 1 to 6 nothing but 5 only. And if I print C, so it will print 0 to 4 only. So what I need to do, I need to add the, I need to start with the 1, end with the 6. So 1 comma R plus 1. So now you can see here it is going to start with the 1. Instead of ending 4, it will increase plus 1 value, nothing but the 5. Clear guys? Yes, no? Okay. So this is the way like how you're going to print any particular loop patterns. Any doubt, any questions?
No, sir.
Now, let's go to the next topic, that is the transfer statement here. In the transfer statement, we have 3 keywords are there: pass, continue, break, and we have one more is the return. Return we are going to understand in the function concept in the next class. Okay. So in this class, we are going to understand what is pass, what is continue, what is break. First, we understand what is the use of the transfer statement. So transfer statement is used whenever you create any particular block. In that particular block, if I wanted to pass any particular data, if I wanted to restrict one data, two data, three data, or else I wanted to terminate all the particular data at a specific point. Whenever I wanted to close or terminate my particular block, I wanted to move the execution from one point to another point. For these particular purposes, we use the transfer statement. Let's take an example. There are 10 students are there, okay, and one class is running here. I wanted to allow all the 10 students. It means I'm passing all the particular data. Just assume I'm adding one particular restriction. Okay, those who are not bringing the ID card, they are not allowing to the particular class. Means, for example, student 3 not bring the ID card. So I am going to allow the student 3? No. Just assume I am adding one particular condition. Okay, student 5 is not having the ID card. So student 5 is going to be allowed? No. So wherever I have added some restrictions or condition, that student is not going to be allowed. Next point, just assume from 9 o'clock class is there, morning 9 o'clock, class is there. After 9-5, no one is going to be allowed. For example, 10 students are there. 3 students came before the 9-5. Okay, 7 students coming on the 9:30. I'm going to allow. Just assume door is locked here. So then only how many students are allowed? 3 only. Remaining 7, it is outside only. So now these are the use of the transfer statement. Means we are allowing all the things, or else we are going to add the specific conditions, or else we are going to terminate at a specific point all the particular values. Let's take an example like Instagram is there. In the Instagram, you will be having one particular contact list is there. In the contact list, number of contacts are there. And I wanted to block specific contact. So if I wanted to block the specific contact, that contact is going to block, not all the contacts. Clear? Yes, no. Similarly, just assume you block one particular contact from other particular person, they can send the message, but you cannot receive the message. Means data is going to be sent, but you cannot receive that particular message. Students are here, but in the after 9:30, no one is going to be allowed. Student is there, but they are allowing? No, they are not allowing. So this is the way, like if you wanted to allow all, if you wanted to block specific value, or you wanted to terminate all the value at the specific point. So then we have to go with the transfer statement. Simply, what is the use of the transfer statement? Whenever I wanted to move from one position to another position, or else I wanted to allow all the data, I wanted to restrict something, I wanted to terminate the particular flow, then I will go with the transfer statement. So in this class, we are going to understand pass, continue, and break. Return, we are going to understand the functions concept. Okay. Now let me write one example, simple example. There is a one particular data is coming. Just assume from range 1 to 10 here. Okay. So now if I'm adding one condition, if this particular sequence reaches to 4th point, just pass it and just print all my particular sequences. Okay. Now once I run this, you can see if anything is like restricted here, anything is restricted, all the allowed means pass, no restrictions will be there. Okay, I'm allowing all the particular values here, but just assume instead of that I'm going to mention here continue. Then what will happen here? 4 is allowed, 4 is not allowed. Let's assume I'm going to add one more, I7 also. 7 is allowed, 7 is not allowed. I wanted to add one more condition, just assume or something 10 is allowed. Now I wanted to add one more condition, just assume 1. Now you can see 1 is allowed, no. So whenever you add any particular specific condition, it will ignore that particular value, it will block that specific value only. Clear? Yes, no. Now let me add the same thing, break here. Okay, so just assume for data is coming, and here I'm mentioning the instead of continue, break. Now once I run this, now you can see 1 to 3 is. Similarly, if I change the value to 5, so 1 to 4 is. From 5th, nothing is going to come. Okay, if I mention something 7 here, so 1 to 6 will print. Once the 7 reach, nothing is going to print. So this is the use of the what? Continue, break, and pass. Pass means you're going to allow all the particular data. Continue means you're going to block the specific data only, and break means you're going to terminate the entire particular flow. Okay. So as of now, practice all these things and complete your all the particular assignments. Okay. Return function lo chepta. Okay. So return, if next topic function untadi. So return nu manam function lo use chestam. Okay na? Pass, continue, break if use chesesam. Okay. So in the next class, we are going to understand functions. What is the functions? What are the different types of functions are available? How to write the functions? Okay. And what is the use of the function? So all these things we are going to cover into the next class. Any doubt, any questions?